we are here this evening with one of the Speedway legends, Bill Booth, who rode for Poole Speedway back in 1957, 58, 59, something like that?
58, 59.
And then after that you went on to
Bristol.
So what does it feel like to be back here at Poole Stadium watching the riders go round?
Wonderful. Lots of wonderful memories. Wonderful memories. I had a wonderful time here, met some wonderful people, and yeah.
I'll be going there in a minute, don't worry.
Okay. Yes, I'm very, very, very happy to be here.
And to actually go out on the shale again on the parade lap, being back inside the fence again on the shell, and everybody clapping and giving you their applause. How does that feel?
Great, but it was, of course, in my day it was a different track, because the track in my day was round the outside where the dog track is, and the safety fence was made of Morrison shelters. During the war, they had two types of shelters. There was the crinkly ones, which were Anderson, and there was 5/16 steel plate, and you used to get, people in the house used to get under the table, and then the house could fall down round them and they wouldn't get hurt, and that's what the fence was made of, and it didn't move very far when you hit it. It was a bit solid.
Am I right in saying that you had quite a big off in 58 at some point down here?
I did. Unfortunately, yes, I had a big one, and I was ridden over, and that virtually finished me. As I say, I went down to Bristol next year, but I wasn't Big Bill Booth anymore. I wasn't the same man, and so I bought a bungalow and got married to a lovely lady who's still with me now after 57 years.
Super. Now you've got to tell me, have you got one gem of an experience of being on the road with the lads or going up to have you got something behind the scenes, if you like, that you can remember that was a bit of a funny?
That man over there, Jimmy Gleave, showing me my tracks on the saying, lay off it, go, take it easy, and of course I didn't, and the next time out I hit the fence, and didn't I go some? But that man tried to help me. He was wonderful, a wonderful man, Jimmy Gleave.
Fantastic, all these years later, to be sat down and having a meal and watching the Speedway with him as well.
Real.
Well, thank you very much for sharing some of your time. Hopefully we'll just have a word with Jimmy in a minute. That would be super. And
I mean, he started about 1948. I mean, he rode for Haringey.
Wow.
Now come on, no one going back sometime for Haringey.
Let's go back a bit. Well, enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you.
Yeah, and it's great to see you here at Poole Speedway, yeah? Thank you very much. Keep smiling.
God bless you.
We are joined by another legend, Jimmy Gleave. Jimmy, back at Poole Speedway here, seeing all your friends that you rode with. Have you had a great night?
I've had a real great night, yeah. And it's just like, the old days, and seeing the boys, and coming down from Reading, some old car you wouldn't even think of. It never had any MOT or anything like that. And we used to come down here and fly around this place, and it was great.
Did you enjoy being out there on the shale again?
Yeah, absolutely.
Great, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And to have that applause by the younger generation, if you like, that are watching Speedway now, and for them to give you their respect of what you put in all those years ago, must be great.
Yeah, and I'd do it all again.
You would do?
Yeah,
I'll get you a bike for next time.
Okay.
Now, I believe after you rode for Harrogate, is that right?
Yeah, I belong to Haringey, yeah.
And did you like that track?
Oh yeah, it was great, yeah. And there was Vic Duggan and 2 or 3 more, and Split Waterman, of course. And it was marvellous. And I was an old country boy from Wargrave, you know, and I knew Lloyd Goff, and I got into Haringey, and I couldn't wish for anything better, could I?
Well, it's great to see you here, and to have so many of you here as well, isn't it?
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's great to see so many of the legends. I always call them the legends here.
Yeah.
Everyone respects what you guys did on the track all those years ago. And the good thing about the internet these days is that sometimes we can get little clippets on YouTube and so on, and on the portal, that we can see some of your riding sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's great to bring some of the old Speedway back.
When I rode for Haringey, I was was very young, and I had, and Will Phillips got me going, and old team manager, and of course we got on telly, and I'd never been on telly before, and just imagine the thrill of it.
So I bet you didn't even think that after all of that you'd be on the internet as well.
Yeah.
Look at that. Now you're going to be on the internet there with all your friends, your fellow riders, and it's a reminder of the fact that what we're watching is kind of evolved from what you guys did there.
Yeah.
The bikes may be going a bit quicker, but as I've discussed with some of you guys tonight, they don't quite have that same smell, and they haven't got the loudness that you guys used to have without that exhaust. You start those bikes up, some old bikes, you really hear that Speedway bike, don't you?
Yes. Well, it's something out of the past, isn't it?
But we love it and we respect it, and we thank you so much for coming down to Poole tonight and being part of the evening here, and we wish you all the best. And next time you're down here, we'll make sure we've got a bike for you.
Yeah, okay,
all right.
Great. Thanks very much.
So we're joined here by Speedway legend Phil Woodcock. How you doing, Phil? What's it like to be back here at the Speedway track here at Poole?
Oh yeah, it's really good to be back. It's been a long while since I've been here before, and yeah, it's really good to see the racing. Obviously a bit different to when I was riding back in the 60s and 70s.
1966 you started your career down here as a junior, is that right?
I was a Poole junior, and they used to like us racing in those days because they called it the crash and bangers, because whether they would finish or not, it was one of the spectacular things in the second half. But I did improve, learned to stay on, went on, signed for Exeter, which was Mr. Knott wasn't very pleased with.
I've got to ask you before I get any further, the steel fence Exeter.
Oh yes, not a lot of people like a steel fence, but I enjoyed it. Especially the first meeting, because I went into it.
Oh.
So I learned the hard way.
You obviously loved your Speedway and you put a lot of laps in and so on. What's it like to come back and see the boys racing these days?
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm just getting over some knee operations, but to see it now and the different types of bikes and what have you, it's a different Speedway altogether. But I still like the old Japs and the Jawas, 2 valves. But it's still good racing.
It's good, but it's kind of evolved a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah, in the old days, it's a bit more closer racing, where a lot more bunching up, but it's still good racing. That's why we're here.
You love the sport still.
Oh yeah, once it's in your blood, it's in your blood.
Well, we want to say a big thank you for coming along tonight, enjoying the meal and being part of the celebrations here as well. And we hope that our Pirates team manager and your president of the association is doing a good job for you.
Because when Neil was a young boy, we used to go over to the mansion, Mike Cake and myself, and we used to do clay pigeon shooting out on the back lawn together with Neil. So we go back a long way. And John Davis, we used to go out there together, and it was really good fun. But it's really good to be back here and see how appreciative the old crowd is and the young ones, and it's really good. And it's nice to see the crowds here enjoying the Speedway.
And it's nice to see you here again. Now, you have a safe journey home tonight.
Yeah.
And hey, you never know. Maybe next time we might find a bike for you.
Yeah. And when I go to bed, I might win a few races. Who knows?
There you go. You win them all.
Yeah. Thanks a lot.
Cheers. Thank you, Phil.